This is me. Okay, friends. So welcome to our meeting. Hi, dog. I see a dog. Hold on, I just scrolled big time. It's fine. So I am my name is Robin Timani, and there's a few others here that our goal with this little Zoom sesh is to really answer a bunch of the questions we kind of accumulated that we commonly get, that is able to hopefully debunk the mystery of Scentsy, of like what this really is. We have heard it all. We've heard all the good, the bad, the what people assume, and frankly 98% of it's not true because they've never even experienced it, or they've had a terrible experience, and that's a whole nother ball game. But we're here to like unmystify it, and I hope that if you were watching this, you were able to learn some of the actual truth. So real quick, I'll say hi, who I am. Again, I'm Robin. I joined Scentsy in July of 2020, and I joined on a whim. I decided, you know what? I learned actually that I could get paid back money in my pocket for what I was already buying. And I was like, okay, now why wouldn't I do that? And I had absolutely no intention of doing anything whatsoever with Scentsy. I had no intention whatsoever of growing any sort of team. I didn't even want to tell anybody, to be honest with you, because I was terrified. I was terrified, absolutely terrified of judgment and all the things. So I didn't, I was going to be a hermit and a crab in a shell and not tell anybody. And that was my plan. And boy, was I incorrect about all of my potential. Stacey, want to introduce yourself, and then Sue, you can go.
I'm Stacy. I have been with Scentsy since 2017. I am a director. I, just like Robin, really just won my discount on my purchases because I bought so much. And then once my launch party happened and it was much better than I thought it ever would be, it just sort of has gone since then, and I realized how much potential there is with this company.
For sure. Sue, how about you? When did you get started with all this?
So let's see. I joined on Halloween. It was October 31st, 2022. After putting it off for a year, thankfully Robin stayed with me, and but I basically did it for the free product because I was buying like on a regular basis, pretty much monthly, maybe more than that. And I was like, you know what? If I can get this stuff free, like I need to do this. And so that was one of the reasons. And then the other reason was I had had some changes in life and really was trying to find something for me that would be important to me, that I could do for myself, and to really help me with like stress and anxiety. And so it's been life-changing.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I have a question for you too, just because I am curious, because we all started at different times, and Sue and I are on the same quote unquote team, but Stacy, you and I aren't. We met at Scentsy boot camp. But I want to know, and I'm going to ask both of you, what was your biggest fear or apprehension about saying yes to doing this? Like, what stopped you for a while? What kept you from wanting to? What did you worry about? What were some of your fears? Is there anything that really like sticks out as far as one or two things that you were worried about and why you didn't do it quickly, or just say yes?
Are you done already? Oh.
So my biggest thing was I still teach high school, and I didn't know how everyone would react because I was always put in this little mold of what I had to be like, what I had to do, what we were allowed to do, what we were allowed to even post on Facebook and social media. And so it was definitely a big fear of, am I even able to post anything? So that was my biggest hold back.
Right. Like just being worried about, am I allowed to do this? Am I allowed to share this? And so on. Sue, what was your apprehension or fear? Like, I've heard it all from everybody, so many different
Yeah.
perspectives, but what was yours?
I think my a couple of things. One was I was worried about what people were going to think and what people were going to say. You know, I had actually a couple of really close friends were like, you're doing what, and isn't that like, you know, one of those pyramid schemes, and isn't that this or that, and you know, it kind of made me like start questioning myself. And Robin can tell you, I was like, you know, saying, okay, Robin, this is, you know, this is what people are saying. But so the biggest thing was like, okay, I'm going to share this opportunity. Like, I'm going to get on Facebook, and what are people going to think? So that was number one fear. And number two was, what if I fail? Like, what if this is a disaster? Like, what if it doesn't go well? Like, I'm going to like be so embarrassed and just humiliated and so forth. And so yeah, those were probably two of the biggest things that I struggled with.
I have to be completely honest with you. Those are very similar, Sue. What you and Stacy, I can relate to all three of those things. I was like terrified of what people would think because I was warned about some pyramid screen ML, you know, scheme,
Yeah.
MLM, blah blah blah. Like you hear it, man.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, holy cow. So I researched and I was like, okay, I can see why people get a little anxious. And I was like, okay. But it's not like that at all. And I'm going to be the very first person to stand up on a freaking stage in front of a million people and say that loud and clear. It is not like that at all.
Right.
You get what you work for. And if you've had an experience like that, I'm so sorry because that's not what it's meant to be. Okay.
Right.
The other thing but now I'm like, you know what? I am proud of who I am. I'm a good teacher. And I can do both of these things. You know what I mean? And I understand, Stacey, what you're saying is like, what can I share? What can't I share? And all the things, and worried about what people would say or think. And what if I sucked? And what if nobody cared? You know, I'd feel stupid. But you know what? People do care. And so that's a whole nother ball game. But just know that if you're watching this, there are probably a million other things that we worried about. We just don't have the time to talk about every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so if there is something that has crossed your mind that you're watching this, ask us, because we probably felt it too. And we could probably give you some insight on what the truth is, you know, after we've experienced what we were worrying about.
Right.
So what I think is good for us to do on this is just, you know, we thought of like the three common questions we get the most often and how we can kind of share like what is the truth of this, like what fear you have, what question you might have, and like what's the reality. I guess a lot of people worry about like the initial investment of starting a scary big old business, and this doesn't have to be a big old scary business first of all, but like talk about that kind of for us, about how some people want to know about the upfront cost, where's the hidden cost and all this stuff. What do you know, girl?
Okay, so when we look at the upfront cost, you guys, you can join for $0. It does not have to cost you anything. When you host a party, your rewards can get you to join for free. So your free and half off, the free portion, you can have a $500 party and join for free. That's the easiest way to join.
Now, people get scared about $500. Is it really that hard to have a party and get $500?
No.
Especially
Absolutely
if it's like an in-home thing. Like I know that some people can't do that because it might be distant, but like it's really not that difficult and it might seem intimidating. Sue, agreed? Because that's how you started, right?
Yes. Yeah. You came over that Sunday. Literally like the day before Halloween, and we had an in-home party. And I remember I was like, oh gosh, like, are people going to come or whatever? But it was beyond $500. And I was able to join for nothing, got the kit free, and got a paycheck from it. So
Amen,
imagine my shock, because Robin, if you remember, So, we get paid on the 9th of every month. So, of course, the party was October 30th. I signed on October 31st. November 9th, I get this notification of this direct deposit. And I'm like, what
I
is
was like, I
this?
told you. I was
And you're
yeah,
like,
it's
that's
real.
your paycheck. And I was like, so
Party.
y'all,
You're like, I got the party and I get paid. Okay.
I had the party. I got a ton of free stuff and got freaking paid. Like, hello, really?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's fun.
Yes. So that's the first way to join. Now, the second way is to buy your kit outright. So you can buy the $99 kit. And this month, for the month of August, it's a double kit and you get 10 bars of wax for free.
That's amazing.
So all 10 brand new scents are coming in your kit for free if you join this month. With that, people worry about the website. Your first 3 months with Scentsy, your website's part of your kit. It's free for you. And then after that, it's $15, but I have it where I have a portion of my commission put in my pay portal, and that's how I pay for my website. So I never have to worry about it. It's always in my account. One thing Scentsy stresses is use Scentsy money on family. Don't use family money on Scentsy. Orville
Preach,
Thompson,
girl.
the owner, says that all the time. He does not want you spending your family's money on Scentsy. And yes, both Dawn and Lisa know that I do huge shows. They've seen my setup. You guys, you don't need inventory. You actually are discouraged from holding inventory unless you are doing vendor shows. If you are not doing vendor shows, they don't want you to have inventory. There are some of our top superstar directors that if you ask them to see what inventory they have maybe a little cubby on a shelf. That's it. You do not have to have inventory. They don't want you to. They don't want you to spend your money. The company truly wants what's best for you.
Amen.
Mhm.
I agree with that. And I've heard it with my interiors from those people. Like I've met them in person and stuff, and I've heard that too. And it makes sense. And I don't have all this inventory. So like what Stacy does is not how I do. And I don't. All the stuff I have is stuff I've either got free for host rewards and stuff I enjoy for myself, So anywho, so again, I put in the comments, I said in the chat, if you have more questions about things that pop up, just kind of like drop them there and we'll come back to them. So the second thing that I think is incredibly important to know, and like the most common thing I am told is this kind of statement: what if I suck at sales? I don't know how to sell anything and I hate pressure, and I don't want some sales pressure on me to have to do something or another. And I know with other companies sometimes there are these quotas, or you have to do X, Y, or Z to feel like, you got to make money in that way, or, you have to recruit people or blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, let's pause and pump the brakes here. And let me explain what is the reality. So really, first of all, there are no sales requirements from Scentsy. Let me say that again. There are no sales requirements from Scentsy. Okay. If you don't sell X amount, nothing bad happens. Nothing bad happens. You don't owe money. You don't get charged something crazy, blah, blah, blah. You don't get any of that. Okay. The reality is what Scentsy asks for us to keep our consultant account active. That just means we have access to ordering things off of ourselves if we want to. Okay. To keep our account active, we have to have one single month in a whole year's time that is $200 in orders, which can come from your own personal orders. It can come from your mom's orders, your aunt's orders, all of it accumulating in one single month. You know how easy that is to do around Christmas if you like this stuff? Okay. Now, If, let's say you don't do that, nothing bad happens. No quota, nothing. Your account just gets closed for now. Stacey, do you know how long it gets closed for before you can try again?
I believe it's 6 months. They'll shut your account down and then you can rejoin after 6 months.
Oh, free.
But I think there
There's
was
nothing
also a
bad
point
that
where it
happens.
was right. At one point it was 3 months, so I'm not sure. They've talked about
3
both.
months or 6 months, but let's just say it gets shut down for a little, just because it's like, okay, we're not using it anyway, you know? And then let's give you some time to get your situation together. And if you want to try again, you can come back for free, and they allow you to try it again for free. It's not a big deal. Like, so nothing bad happens. Nothing. The other thing I want to say is, do not join Scentsy for a different reason. Okay. Like, I had no intention of selling Scentsy to anybody. I was going to just buy off of me. Okay. And then I took a little advice and kind of put it out there that, hey, I love Scentsy. Does anybody else? And then people start coming to me, and that's a whole different ballgame. But like, you don't have to do that. You can literally buy off yourself. So there is no pressure for you to sell anything. Like, you can if you want, you know what I mean? And it's kind of fun when people are like coming to you for their Scentsy needs, because you get excited about it, right? You're like, yay, okay, yeah, I'll help you with your Scentsy needs because I love this stuff. And then you kind of get paid for helping them find what they want. And that's not a bad thing. Like, why not, right? Who wouldn't want 20, 30 extra dollars a month in their pocket? That's you to go put money back towards your Scentsy addiction or whatever. The other thing is you are not required to recruit anybody. And I'm going to show you some proof in that. Like, even if you want to just buy off yourself, that's fine. I have 2-3 people who have just recently joined with me on my team, if you want to call it team, whatever, with me as their sponsor. And I'm like, I'm going to teach you how to get the best perks, and that's it, because that's all you want, and that's okay. I also want to say that no, you do not have to recruit anybody. It's entirely up to you if you want to recruit a friend. I do it because I think it's fun and I love helping people. Okay, and I've seen what potential this has, and I'm like, yes, you can do this too. Stacey, if you want to hit the space bar here to show them the next screen, I'm going to insert the income disclosure statement here, because I want you to see this. This is the reality of this. If you have ever wondered, can you still, like, say, no, go back. Can you still make money with a team with Scentsy? Like, do I have to recruit somebody? Like, this is where that whole pyramid scheme crap comes in. Scheme, I can't even talk. Where people are like, do I have to do this or not? Okay, go back one more. Can you still make money without growing a team? I want to show them my paycheck. Insert income disclosure statement here. It is there linked for you.
It's not going. Why is it?
I don't know. But I want to show you my screen here. It's okay if you have to click around a little. Basically, what I want to show you is you can make money off of yourself, okay? You get 20 to 30% off your own purchases, okay? And I say 20% because no matter who you are, you start off getting 20% back on your purchases, okay? And then after you have bought, sold, if someone wants to come to you for their Scentsy need or whatever, $1,000 worth, then you bump up automatically to 25% back on your own purchases, right? So just know that you do not have to grow a team for that to happen. You can simply make money from either people just choosing you because they're your friend and they want Scentsy, or they can just literally buy from your website, and then you get a little bit of an extra paycheck, or you just do it yourself. If you can get this pulled up, Stacey, there it is. Yep.
Finally.
There you go. I want to show you guys this. Okay. This is my personal, and I'm being vulnerable here, real paycheck that I made in October 2020. Now listen, I joined in July 2020. So this was August, September, 3 months in. Okay. $612 I made. And what I want you to notice there with that arrow, it says how many active frontline, how many people I had on my team under me with this baloney crap that people say you have to be a pyramid, blah, blah, blah. No, 0. Okay. $600 just from sharing this stuff a little bit on Facebook or Instagram or whatever I was doing, okay? Or word of mouth, or just people knowing that, hey, I do Scentsy, and they were looking for a reliable friend. Okay, now I'm inserting income disclosure statement there. If you look right below that arrow is the link that you can click on that, because we are required to put income disclosure statement when we talk about this. Okay, right there, boom. Okay. So no, you do not have to grow a team. You can make money off yourself and the 5-6 friends who love Scentsy too, who want to get it from you because they want an easy access to Scentsy. If you choose to do something like that, or you just get paid back on your own purchases. Okay. Stacey, my favorite perk, and then Sue, I'm going to let you talk about the third little point here. Favorite perk about this, friends, listen, is the free stuff. Oh my word. I have not paid for my Scentsy in a long time because all I get is the free host rewards. Okay. Every single time you order from yourself, you start racking up rewards. And when your rewards dollars hits 200, like you've spent, or your friend plus you spent, or you and your mom and your friend spent $200, you start getting free Scentsy. So like, if you have an addiction to Scentsy, why are you not taking advantage of that? Okay. In addition, you get paid money off of it too. You get both. You get both. You get free Scentsy rewards to spend as a shopping spree every month, 2 months, 3 months, but you also get paid back on your purchases, just like a rewards card would be at like Kroger or whatever grocery store you're at. Okay. It's just my favorite thing about this. Okay. So what about you, my girl? Let's talk third thing that we often hear which is I don't have enough time to do this.
Okay. So I saw something the other day, and I think I was telling you, Robin, I was trying to remember to find it. But the biggest lie you were going to tell yourself is I don't have enough time, or I'm going to wait until I have time. It's kind of like I remember years ago people saying like, I don't have enough money to have a baby. Here's the thing, like there's no such thing. Like if we all waited to have enough money to have a baby, like we none of us would have families. So like you need to get that out of your head because it's just an excuse. I'm just going to be point blank. It's just an excuse. And the three of us all have full-time jobs, have families, have responsibilities. I mean, we work all day, and come home and there's, dinner to fix and, kids to take care of and so forth. But you can make the time for this. And it is all going to depend on what you want out of it. There's this glorious thing that I learned when I first started doing this is scheduling. That Facebook gives you the option to schedule posts. And I will never forget when Robin told me that, because I remember when, before I started doing this and I was a customer and, I would look forward to Robin's posts. Like I would be excited, like, what's coming, what's next, and that kind of thing. And Robin, you probably remember this, like she would post something and I mean, who knows what hour it was or whatever. And I'd be like instantly,
excited.
commenting like this, that, or whatever. And, and I'd think, gosh, like, how does she do this? Like, how does she find the time? Because, and then she had like, Emmy was younger. Nene was, a baby toddler. And, her being a teacher and so forth. And so when I signed on to Sling Wax with her, she was like, you can schedule posts. And I was like, what does that mean? Like, what? Tell me all the things. Like, I felt like we had just like unlocked like some hidden treasure. And I'm telling you, it will become your best friend because you can literally sit there and make your posts. Like I will usually in the evenings sit down. And I mean, guys, I could either be sitting on the couch watching TV, or I'm sitting in bed watching TV or whatever, and sit there, copy, paste, schedule, boom, done. On the weekends, like sometimes on a Friday night, like I'll go ahead and knock out like the stuff for the weekend. Like it does not take long. It does not take long. So the whole, I don't have time for this. We're not buying it. Again, it's going to be what you want to put into it. Now, like myself and like Stacy and Robin, like we all are in this to like, we're in it to win it. Like we want to do this, like go big or go home. So we are going to invest more time versus somebody who is just wanting to do this as a hobby, or somebody who is, wants to get paid back or wants to do an occasional party or whatever. It is up to you. There's no rule or, policies and procedures that like you must, do these many hours or this. That's not how it works. It is all going to depend on what you're looking to get out of it. That is going to dictate how much time you put into it. But as far as I don't have enough time, and somebody literally just said this to me the other day, and we were talking, and I was like, listen, if you wait until you have time, like it's going to pass you by. Trust me. So don't let that excuse keep you. And I'm not trying to be ugly, y'all. Don't let that excuse keep you from
thinking you can actually do this
and taking this opportunity, because I'm telling you, you can spend 15 minutes a day and like, there you go.
It just fits into your life. You know what I mean? Like I don't have a set schedule with any of it. I just know, okay, these are the most important things. If I want to do something with this, then these are the most important things I should do whenever it's convenient for me in my day,
Yeah. Yeah. Like I sit there and like I said, I do a lot in the evenings. And I mean, I saw something the other day. I don't know where I was seeing this or whatever, but somebody was like, you know what? When you're sitting in the bathroom, like you can schedule a post. And I was like, hey,
or you could reach out to a customer or a friend and be like, hey, I'm ordering, or or even if you don't utilize Facebook for it, like you can send a message, it's not hard. Sue, honestly, like in the last year, you took your very first incentive trip with Scentsy. Stacey, show them one of the other best perks ever, right? Listen, friends, I've had some anxiety about traveling for a little while, and I finally broke my curse of my own self and got out of my own way, and I have my travel bug back. And I just want you to know that one of my absolute favorite things about Scentsy and being a part of this is the travel opportunities. Like I have to tell you, like even if I didn't earn what's called an incentive trip, I had no idea Scentsy even did incentive trips, but they're fun little things to work for because I'm a goal getter. Like someone tells me, here's a goal, why don't you try to do it? I'm like, okay, that would be fun. That's just my personality. But like even if we don't have incentive trips, every year Scentsy offers the opportunity to meet up with all kinds of other fun Scentsy people who love this stuff too. Stacey, absolutely loved getting to spend like an entire week with you. Okay. We went to Orlando this past summer, and I was looking forward to it so freaking much just because like you meet people, you make friends. You're like, and everybody loves everybody. Like there is no cookie cutter type person for this. No cookie
I was literally scrolling
person.
our pictures from boot camp from SFR.
I loved it. Like I have met
they were just on my phone.
Single type of personality. And it's everybody. Like there are so many different personalities, types of people, walks of life, ages, literally from everywhere that I've gotten to meet. And I love that I've gotten to travel, and I've been able to go to insert income disclosure statement here. It allowed me to go to Los Cabos, Mexico, and meet Stacy there too. We got to insert income disclosure. They make us say this part, okay? So we'll share the income disclosure part. But like, if I can do it and I have 2 kids and I work a full-time job, anybody can, like I really mean that. And Sue, we got to go to Hawaii. Was that amazing? Amazing.
I still can't even believe it happened. Like I truly like
so we were there.
I mean, it was incredible. Like, and guys, like you all have been in this longer than me, and you all have you've earned the incentive trips. And for me, and like this just goes to show, so for anybody who is listening, like the incentive period runs from August through January. So when I started to work towards this, I was only going into my first year. Like, so it's open to anybody. Like it is like you start with a clean slate on August 1st, and it doesn't matter like Stacy, who's been doing it longer than me and Robin, or whether you started 10 minutes ago, it's like the opportunity is there for everybody. But I mean, to work for a company, and I don't even like to say work because it's not work, but to have a company to give you this opportunity, like guys, I would have never ever gone to Hawaii if it hadn't been for Scentsy, period.
Amen.
More of
sister.
us in Hawaii.
Same. Yeah, Hawaii, when we were sitting on the beach and then we saw the seal float past us. But anyway, so I saw some comments in the comment thing, and I think we may have answered some, and there's a few of us kind of listening and watching and all the things. I want to leave open for anybody who has a question, who's going to be brave. Y'all friends who are on here, you're already brave enough being on here. Just want you to know that. Okay, because it takes a lot to step outside of your comfort zone, and I know that, trust me. So if you have comments, you can type them in the comment section, or you can come on and say something. You don't have to put your video on. But what other questions do we wonder? You know, what holds you back? What fears do you have that maybe we can help answer? Is there anything you can think of? And Sue and Stacy, if we're waiting for anybody to jump in, if there's something you're wondering too. Dawn says, I'm worried because I've sold stuff before and it didn't do that good. Dawn, do you mind if I ask what you've sold? That's my first thing. What were you a part of? And you don't have to say name of the company if you don't want, but you could just say a general thing.
And I'm just going to go ahead and interject here. Dawn, I don't know. Oh, there she is. Go ahead, girl.
There. Oh, okay.
Hi,
Sorry,
Laura.
I'm new to this Zoom.
It's okay. So are we. Trust me.
That's my toes were on for a while, so there you go.
So I've done 31.
Yeah.
And I just like I would always get told like, oh, I got so many bags. I got totes of bags. Like I don't need another bag. Like just that. And then I've tried some other stuff, but then a lot of people within my circle was selling the same stuff. So a lot of people that I knew was buying from the people. Do you know what I mean? So it's just I don't know.
Oversaturated market for you in that regard for that product.
Right.
My biggest thing is this is a consumable product.
Yeah.
You're gonna run out of wax in 2 weeks.
Yep.
So our products are consumable. They're always going to need new, and fragrances from the spring to the fall, you need to change them up.
Yeah.
Yes, you might need 1 or 2 purses, but I know that I have more 31 bags than I should ever have.
Yeah.
But
amen to that.
Like I change my wax twice a week. I'm gonna need more wax next week. Like that's the difference.
It's funny. Sorry.
No, you're
fine. My boss said I was doing the fundraiser for my son, to help raise money for him to do hockey. And she's like, send it to me. She's like, I'll order stuff. And then she's like, my sister will probably order stuff. And like, normally I don't get that type of response for stuff. It's like, oh, well, you know what I mean? So that was a little encouraging.
Yeah.
Girl, I have found, and again, I was not about to do any of this. I told you I'm being truthful. I was not about to tell anybody. And then I kind of was like, okay, be brave. Just say it. See what happens. Oh my God, I was freaking out. I did. And people come to me because they love this stuff. It sells itself. If someone's tried it at a vendor event or whatever, they're always looking for somebody that will hook them up, that they can trust.
And I'm gonna say this, Dawn. I have a very dear friend of mine is a pampered chef. She has done, 20, almost 30 years. Like it was her career. I mean, it is her career. Very successful. I have another friend who literally like started doing it not too long ago. And this is my thing. And it's nothing at all against Pampered Chef because like I have some of their products and I buy like a lot of the spices, but like you're not gonna buy a dish you're just not. You're not
Right.
gonna buy cookware. It's just not feasible. Scentsy is so much more than it's wax, it's warmers, it's laundry, it's cleaning, body care. I mean, and there's always new products. Like we're always changing it. Like, yeah, swipes. That's the thing. Like, there's just so much more to offer. So kind of like feel good. Don't don't let your experience with 31, because like I get that. Like,
Yeah.
time you're kind of like, okay, how many more tote bags can I use? So I love 31, but
Yeah.
Scent is always growing, always changing, always adding. There's always so much more. Yeah.
Okay. Do we have any other questions about it? Because I hope, Dawn, that helps ease you a little bit, you know, and know that nothing bad would happen if you tried it. You know what I mean?
Well, that's funny because I was just walking. So my daughter's at cheerleading. I'm at the park. And I'm walking the track, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, you can't fail. You can't fail if you don't try.
Bingo.
So
Exactly.
so yeah, I mean, yeah, just worried, like I said, about past experiences. And then also I'm not very techie.
Me
Like,
too.
You there.
I love you. Sorry.
These
Okay.
hey, I still love them. But yeah, Robin, like a little while ago, she's like, Sue, flip your camera because I can see your toes. I'm like, what?
Hey, Dawn, Lisa, Christina, anybody else? But like, I'm jumping in on this one. Listen, you know, there's a big reason why people fail at this, and it's not always good for them because maybe it's just not the right fit for the product, but also who you have guiding you. Who do you got showing you? You know, like what are the tricks and tips they know? Are they successful with it or are they mediocre? You
yeah,
got 3 successful, amazing people right here who are willing to get on a Zoom right now and help anybody. Who
Yeah.
cares? So just know that too. And